I'm Brenda, Power Medicine Woman. What do I do? I read energy. Energetically, I can pick up frequencies, vibrations, and the interesting part is I'm waiting for them to download. I get it from the bandwidth, and as it starts to stream in, then I live my daily life with, being guided, working through my higher self and my heart. I've learned to be happy. And as gathering information, they're telling me that, do you remember the day way back when? And I'm like, oh yeah, when I felt like depressed, or my life's good, but yet here I am, kind of upset, kind of depressed, kind of not. I just have no motivation. I have no life. I have no, I don't know what you call it. And it was strange because you need that particular urge to be motivated. You need that particular part of yourself, to be filled, enthused, which is to be filled with God, to be excited, to want to do stuff. And I know, and this was way back, this is after I already started really working with spirit. I've got like over 30 years of experience, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't move. And I thought, what is this? And these are old programs that pop up. And what I mean by that is that from 0 to 10, or well, I should say 0 to 7, are fresh new experiences. It's how you react to them is your test. If your spirit comes in and says, okay, we're going to have you check to see if you've passed it in this lifetime. And so then all of a sudden, something will be presented to you. And if you react in a negative way, take it personal, get hurt, fight back, it just depends on the situation. Then all of a sudden, it will be, what do you want to call it? Checked as, oh, didn't pass. Okay, so let's all see all the scenarios that her soul set up to who is supposed to present it and who's supposed to help do this. And each time it's presented, you get a chance to see if you resolved it. And so you can say, check, it's done. So the grief is what I came in with. And there was just a lot of grief. And then I didn't pass it. So the first time the grief that really came in was the day I was born. It's interesting how the environment is a huge of your world. Then you have collective consciousness. And when I was born, the Detroit riots were going on. This is back in 1967. And the energy of the group consciousness of what was going on in the United States in Detroit, it affected me. And there was a lot of grief. I could feel what my mother was going through. And you think, you can think back that far? When you get in contact with your inner self and you listen to your higher self through your heart, you begin to do what I call a live meditation. You get to look out and you become aware, not just mindful, but you become aware and you start to read life as clues. As you begin to do that, you can begin to start seeing through your soul's eye of, why was that a mirror? Why was that important? What is the emotion? What's the story? And most of the time we're running around as just humans, living our story, creating our story, reliving the story. And what we thought the day before is happening today. It's weird. I feel all this energy coming into the room. And I do talk to spirits, just to let you know. But it's, wow, they're all coming in. I suppose I should light a candle, eh? Helps welcome them in, but it also is, what do you want to call it? It helps set the tone of what my intention is to work with. They know the rules that I have, and we learn to respect one another. So, as my one friend said, it's like having the moth to the flame. They don't want to get zapped. Now, the dark ones can get zapped. Depends on your belief of dark ones. Now, see, and the thing is when they drop you, there's something else going on. This is how you learn to read the spaces. Yeah, I was hoping they would check me back in, because usually they'll pick me up right where they left off. There's a lot of nervous energy, not here, but in the area that I'm reading at. But yet I don't see anybody, so I don't know who it is I really am reading. When you allow yourself to stay connected and you learn to look at the surroundings, it's important to learn how to redefine your world, because when you do, you get to allow yourself to become happier. So as I said in the beginning, I felt depressed. I didn't know what the word was. I just knew it was swallowing me whole. And the more that I learned healing tools or resolution tools, the more I used them, the more I became me. We can get wrapped up in our hells. And I'm talking about your sadness, anything negative, the chaos in life. And there's a part of you that just wants to live again. And you know at one point you did, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you just feel like that is swallowing you up whole. And then you can't stop thinking about that feeling. And this is the thing. The more you think about that feeling, the more you will feel that, because you're thinking. And the more you feel that, you'll start thinking and feeling. It's a little bit of a cycle that just keeps going around until you understand how to stop it, to disrupt it. And you have to understand that when you get caught up in that, you have devoted some of your energy, your life force, your willpower to that. You've accepted the situation, you believe in it, and then you surrendered your will to it. What happens then is, because it comes automatic response, it then sets in the body. And then your willpower is not yours. You're like, oh, I don't have the willpower to do this. It's because you use that part of that energy, that life force and willpower, to be in this program that's set inside the body. This is my subconscious mind. Anyways, I came here to learn about spirituality, and you have the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And it's so important to understand, as you begin to grow, so does your emotional quotient. It's like the IQ, the intelligence quotient. But the emotional quotient is learning how to resolve those chemical peptides with a tool, with energy, and eventually you'll learn how to think differently, because the emotional chemical peptide will put you in a different state of your brain waves, and high beta just makes it so that you become very stressed, and you will become disconnected from your higher self, and you will go into the ego, and you'll start to over-identify with matter, and that matter then owns you. You have to allow yourself to be okay with where you're at, no shaming or blaming, but start defining your world. Use tools to help you break away from that over-identifying with matter, that control that's in that strategy, that program that keeps you from living who you want to be. Because after so many years have gone by, it's like I'm watching people, my clients will come to me, and the sad part is they can't find their joy. They can't find their happiness. They know it's there. They know it's fleeting. I've run across some that said, wow, it's As soon as I feel it for 2 seconds, I have to make sure that I don't linger on it too long, because another shoe will drop, something bad will happen. We program ourselves to think a certain way, because when chaos happens, presented by the soul saying, can you heal this now? So we can put a check mark and move on. And it just means to be unattached. It's not about learning to be indifferent, suppress it, or any of that. It's about learning how to detach the chemical peptides that were tied to that particular experience. And you learn to let go. That energy comes back to you. But you also then have to learn gratitude. You need to learn how to use the heart. You have to take all those arrested developments, because you were developing, and then all of a sudden it became arrested because of a negative situation. Well, now you have to learn how to grow. The emotional quotient will go up. The mental quotient will go up. And the more you educate yourself on certain things, you will be able to develop in those two areas. But then your spiritual quotient will go up. And then you have to then keep working, so then you can work on your physical. So sometimes we'll come in with just two major quadrants. For me, it was working on my spiritual and my physical. And my spiritual, no problem. Physical, still working on that. Mental, emotional, I'm up there. I'm good. I don't think the same way like I used to in the past. I respect where people are. I understand where their thinking is. And I can see the energy cords that go back to where they are. The energy cords that go back to where that stuck experience, where that first program started. It's so important to understand how you see things, how you create reality, how you can undo all the things that you're attached to that seem to overpower you, that seem to control you.